Yo, 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 what up, everybody? Y'all already know. Welcome back. You did. Look, check this out. I appreciate y'all for sitting here giving me y'all time and listening to my Kundalini awakening experiences. It's been pretty interesting, and it's like I don't really truly know when it awakened, but it's rising. Because like, how do you know that it's fully awoke? I guess like the feeling that I've been feeling in my head is that feeling. But anyway, today I just want to chime in about, life is definitely full of learning. And me personally, and it's not even to sound politically correct or whatever, but I do love to learn, because it's like every time I learn something, it's like something I can apply to advance who I am. It's always a golden nugget. And I always use that rule, like especially when I'm reading books. Like if I read a book, sometimes a lot of books just be full of mumbo jumbo, but in the midst of all that mumbo jumbo, it's always one golden nugget you can take from a book. So if I'm reading a book and I come across the golden nugget in the first 3 chapters, then I probably don't read the rest of that book. I probably elaborate on that golden nugget that I came across and then apply it to my life. And then later on down the road, I'll come back to that book and increase my study. Because like sometimes you can read the same thing over and over and over and over, and each time you'll get a new meaning. So that's usually what I do. Or sometimes when I get a book, I'll read the book all the way through. If I just really want to know what's going down, read the whole book all the way through. Then the second time around, I'll come back and really just take my time and devour it. But for the most part, life is full of learning, and I always thought that if I make it to a certain level in life, then I feel like, oh, I got it all, I know it all, I learned it all. But I realized that too can stagnate your growth, because if you feel like you mastered something and you got something down pat, then it's like you almost don't have no room for growth. So it's like, how can you truly become a master of something if you're always growing? So that even got me thinking, like, how can you really master yourself if you're gonna always grow? Because you're gonna always be faced with consequences. You're gonna always be faced with habits. You're gonna always be faced with obstacles. So in a sense, it's like I don't want to be a master of nothing, because if I'm a master, that means I done learned everything it is to learn about this subject, this situation, whatever the case may be. And that'll stop my growth. Because when you realize, like, this life is like full of whatever you want, that's the crazy, amazing part about this life. It's full of everything that you can possibly have. And if it's not here, you can create it and introduce it to this realm. So it's like definitely living your life to learn is an interesting task, because in a sense you'll never really be bored, because it's always something to learn, it's always something for you to practice, it's always something for you to do, even if it's nothing to do, even if that doing just you sitting there resting. It's like, it's so much to work on in life. Like, how could you even be bored? That's wild to me. So it's like, now I'm at a point in my life where learning is definitely fundamental. Growing up in school and all of that, I ain't gonna lie, learning was not fundamental. Not for me. Like, I didn't care to, I don't think too many kids care to learn growing up in school. But now, where I'm at in my life, learning is definitely fundamental. And you always hear the saying, man, I done learned more now than I did in school. Hell, if you even want to take it a little further, I done learned more on Google and YouTube, and I'm not even talking about Kundalini, but I done learned more on Google and YouTube than I did in school. That's crazy. That's crazy. But back to the situation at hand, man. This Kundalini is definitely something to learn. It's not something I just go around broadcasting. I mean, the most I broadcast is here on this platform. But like just going up telling people, hey, my Kundalini is awakening. Nah, I don't do that. I don't get down like that. And the only reason why I broadcast it on here, because I know if you're looking at this video, then you probably a like-minded individual, because you probably had to search for this, or you was interested, or whatever the situation may be, or if your friend showed you. You know, you just never know. But 9 times out of 10, if you're watching this video, you are definitely, we are like-minded. So it's a lot for me to learn, but I just chose to document it with people that's like-minded, because we can learn from each other in a sense. And that's what it's about, learning and growing. And long as it's doing no harm to anybody, then it's good. It's good, man. So definitely I definitely dedicate my life to learning. Because it feels good to grow. It feels good to overcome obstacles. In the midst of the obstacle, I'm not gonna lie, it does not feel good. I'm not even gonna lie. But when you learn to overcome and you learn from your mistakes, then you can apply to future situations and you can overcome. But in the midst of it, it don't feel good. But when you overcome, man, that sun shine a little brighter, for real. Like I said in one of my last videos, you get this peace of mind that everything gonna be all right. You don't really know how it's gonna happen, but as long as you play your part, you know the other part is gonna pan itself out. And that all comes from learning. This is things you just gotta learn. You gotta learn your life so you can live your life. But I appreciate y'all for watching, man. For real, for real. And till next time, y'all stay down, man.